Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special quarantine edition of MTG Study Hall. I am one of your hosts, Brett, and we are coming to you still live, possibly, if you're watching live, from our homes because we are being responsible and socially distancing. So I am joined, as usual, by my hosts, JC and Dave. I'm not going to do the pointing thing because we've got a weird delay. We've also got Tam, who's normally off camera, on camera, because why not? So everybody, hello. We got a good show for you because hopefully you're socially distancing / quarantining as well. So we are going to do our best to give you a good show, so you've got something to do. Really quick, Dave, do you want to tell everyone how they can follow us and like us and help us keep doing this?
Well, yeah, you can keep watching us on whatever platform you're watching us on now. Make sure to check us out on YouTube and Facebook and Patreon, all at the respective domain name / TCG University, as well as if you join the Patreon, then you can also hop on this fantastic platform that is Discord, which is what we are being brought to you on right now, technically. So make sure to like, subscribe, give us some 5 stars, tell your friends, post us on your Facebook, your MySpace, your Instagram, your Tumblr. Is that what people...
And there's nothing else to you
obligate to add.
LinkedIn, yeah.
LinkedIn, yeah, we can get us on LinkedIn. Make sure that we're on your Friendster account. I'm sure that Google Plus isn't a thing. You guys taught me.
Yeah, they killed that.
Steam, share us to all of your friends on Steam.
And the Epic Game Store, yeah.
I will say,
Epic Game Store.
We did just hit affiliate with Twitch, and so now we can do subs on Twitch, and the plan is after this podcast to have a big meeting about how to get more Magic content on Twitch. And
that's going to be twitch.tv/TCG University.
Correct.
Yeah, so...
Excellent. All right, we'll add that to the rotation too, so check.
Yeah. While you're stuck in quarantine, we're going to do our best to give you more content that we can produce safely from our own homes. So we're going to try to set that up so we can all we can give that to you guys, so you have something else to do, help you from going stir crazy. Tam, you want to thank our Patreon people because you're the only one with that list in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So big shout outs to our Patreon junior or higher sponsors: Andrew Dang, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, Jerome Weeks Jr., Justin Farce, Kat Maria, Kevin Broberg, Lucida Letica. I think I nailed it that time. Paul Casagrande. Yeah, close enough. Hopefully they're not in the room. Samantha Stevens, Teodoro Ruiz, and the Tyler St. P's. Big shout outs to you guys. Thank you for keeping the lights on, especially in this tough financial time for everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you all so much. We really appreciate it, and we're going to launch into it. We've got some good topics. We're going to talk a little bit about COVID-19 because obviously it's affecting everything. That's not going to be the whole show, though. So if you're sick of hearing about that, we've got plenty of good stuff to talk about that isn't virus-related. We're going to talk, before we launch into our topics, we're going to say what we're doing in Magic. JC, you haven't had a lot of chance to talk yet, so what have you been doing in Magic?
Oh, honestly, just trying to keep up with the news, mostly seeing that all the events are canceled. I was actually really interested in how Hasbro was doing in small local game stores and stuff like that, and how they were coping with it. So just kind of checking out comic book stores and kind of seeing what they're doing and seeing what Wizards is advising that they do, and Hasbro common stock being awful and stuff like that. So mostly just keeping up with things, and honestly like mostly of my life has been like setting up working from home and moving in. So
fair enough. All right, Dave, what's been your Magic life recently?
I mean, I played a little bit of Historic Brawl, and we've got the cube up on MTGO, the vintage cube, so you can play with the sweet power and make bad decisions of forcing Storm like I was able.
Storm.
Yeah, Forcing Storm is, the pre-show recommendation is always Force Storm. Always Force Storm.
Make sure you're at least 2 drinks deep before you decide, you know what, I'm going to first pick a Dark Ritual.
Speaking of drinks, most of us, everyone sans Tam has an alcoholic beverage because we don't need to drive home from the studio. So I'm going to apologize for any slurred speech. I've had a couple whiskey cokes because it's been a little busy and stressful, so cutting back and relaxing here. If you're watching the podcast, if you like to drink, I want to invite you to pour yourself a drink and relax. There's a lot going on right now. Tam, what has your Magic life been in this past week?
So less Magic, more just card games in general. I've been prepping. So my plan for Universes was to take and not play this entire year, but just commentate over everything. And so I hard retired from the game, and then they canceled all the events that I could go commentate at. And so it's been real interesting. I've been jumping on Twitch and making fan sets. I've made sure that Arena works on my computer, but haven't streamed anything because I'm still little baby mode, just because like I haven't spent any funds getting more cards and more packs and whatnot. Besides I think you. What's up?
Say again, Dave.
Oh, I think you can definitely run the freemium aspect of it. I don't think you necessarily need to spend.
Okay. I guess I just have to like sit down and make a deck and figure out what that looks like then.
Yeah, no, and if you want, we could. If you want to practice some commentating, I know you don't know Magic as well, but we could do a couple videos too. I don't know how easy it is to set up. I mean, we're doing this. We could probably have you on any games I'm playing. We could talk and chat and commentate and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be down on that. I'd be down for that for sure. I think it'd be really interesting to have like all three of you guys play against each other, or play against randoms and like just play a couple matches and record it and give it to me and see what I can get done.
Yeah,
and that would actually be super fun.
We actually have chat in Arena now, so that's going to be a lot easier too.
Yeah. Is there like
we could always play the Brady Bunch.
Is there a watch only option? Can
I don't think there's not a spectate mode yet, but we could figure out some Discord screen sharing stuff, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to be able to screen share via Discord. I know that Magic Online has an option to do that, but Arena doesn't yet. Yet being the keyword, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to work on that and give that to us at some point. So has that been your weekend, I guess, TCGs?
The very last thing is we've started up 2 more podcasts. So not only do we have Magic and Universes, but we're also starting Weischwartz as a full-time weekly podcast and the Final Fantasy podcast as a full-time weekly podcast.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know the Final Fantasy one was full-time now.
Yeah, where I have convinced them to play matches as well as come and record a podcast. We have to figure out if they're willing and have the equipment to do an at-home thing, or if we're all just gonna wear masks or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that kind of, yeah, for any card game that isn't Magic, you guys are kind of in a rough spot where we can be like, let's play online, let's play Arena, and you guys are like, let's do something.
Yeah.
Well, I know this is like super antiquated, but Magic Workstation and Apprentice used to be the go-tos for that, for those that were kind of on a budget but still wanted to use an online client or some computer client to brew up a deck and do. I have no idea if they're Apprentice.
Yeah, I don't know if I also know what's the other. There's one that we used. People use a lot for Magic on Reddit. Oh gosh, Cockatrice. That's it. So that might be. Yeah, there's some card game options out there. I just play Arena, so I'm not generally sure on those. Yeah. But yeah.
I think it's mainly if there's someone that's made a patch for whatever game, like you have to enforce the rules yourself. Yeah. But you can take game actions like readying a foundation or committing a foundation is the same as tapping. So it's just turning whatever object side.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some options out there. So for me in Magic, playing Arena, obviously, because I'm not going anywhere. We talked about it a little bit in the pre-show. My wonderful girlfriend got me a box of mystery boosters, and we did a little kind of mini at-home box draft. Just got some sweet cards in that. I guess, yeah, I think it was this week, we got together with some friends to play Commander. We're probably done with that at this point, now that the quarantine stuff's ramped up a little bit. So no more Commander with outside people. But I do have 3 total roommates, so we might need to convince my last roommate to play some Commander with us. He's flipping me the double bird right now, but we got him to play a little Arena back in the day, and he really liked Galta. So I bet if we built him a Galta deck, he might play Commander with us. So that's kind of my hope. And yeah, I'm going to work on making sure we've got some more upcoming streaming stuff for you guys, because brawling with Brett is a little bit weird because I can't TAM my files like normal. So we're going to work out some other stuff. So we're going to get some streaming going, like we said earlier. But yeah, that's been the week in Magic. And we're going to open the show now. Well, I guess go again to our topic 1. And topic 1 is going to be Ikoria. It's not really previews. We don't have previews yet, but it's an Ikoria teaser. So Mark Rosewater, head designer of Magic the Gathering, has a blog called Blogatog. based after the popular card creature type Atogs.
Psychotog.
Atog.
Chronotog.
Yes.
Oratog.
Chronotog.
Megatog.
That sounds right. So there's
There's a
What's up, Tam?
A card inside of the new unset that had like a bunch of them coming out, like a little bunch of little dudes.
That's Beebles.
Oh,
yeah, Beebles.
That's a bevy of Beebles. And don't worry, for people who aren't familiar with weird magic creature types, we're hitting a Tog, we're hitting Beebles, and we're also going to hit Brushwag. So, Maro accidentally...
The glorious return of...
We're coming back. Brushwag's back. Or a Brushwag is back. So...
Yeah, you can't reprint Brushwag because that's on the...
Is it actually on the reserve list?
Yeah, that was a rare from
God. Okay, so... For people, to just give people some background, Maro wrote an article and he gave us the wrong start date of Ikoria previews. He said sometime in late March. It's actually going to be April 2nd. So people were a little bit upset, and a lot of people, for those of you watching in the future, we are in the midst of dealing with the coronavirus / COVID-19. So we are all currently recommended to social distance and stay home, which I hope all our viewers are doing if we're watching this live or recently or in the near future. So people were a little bit sad, and people were tweeting or commenting on Mark's blog. It's called Blogatog, and saying, "Hey, we're sad. We want something to take our mind off everything." And so he decided to give us a little teaser. So back in the day when Magic had an actual paper magazine called The Duelist, Mark Rosewater would give little previews where he'd tell you facts about the set. And so he brought that back on his blog, and so he said, I'm going to give you a Maro teaser where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that I'm only giving you partial information. And I'm just going to read this post because it's not that big. So the following can be found in Ikoria. Magic's 7th egg, a card with the text, quote, 4 or more times this game, a card with the text, quote, total power 10 or less, Magic's largest power toughness granting aura, which means it's at least +11/+11 because we have an aura that gives +10/+10. A card with the text X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Magic's 3rd and 4th card with the reminder text 0 is even. 3 cards with the text different names being in quotes. 12 different types of counters, and he actually posted a follow-up. It's 13 types because he wasn't counting loyalty counters. A card that says choose a type of counter at random. A card with the text remove 8 foreshadow counters. So one of those,
one of the counters.
Yeah,
I figured it out.
Tam's got it. The hot take right here. A cycle that players have been asking us to make for over 10 years. In addition, Ikoria has the creatures with the following creature types, and Maro specified these are the creature types printed on the card, not changelings, which have all creature types. So, a dinosaur turtle, a shark beast, a demon kraken, an elemental otter, a brushwag, which there is only one black bordered brushwag, and like Dave said, it's on the reserve list.
About to be 2.
A Hellion horror, and the big one, the one I'm most excited for, a nightmare squirrel. We are getting squirrels back into standard legal sets. So that is to tide us over to April 2nd. That's what we've got. That is Maro's Ikoria teaser. So we're going to talk about that.
To be clear, does an elemental otter count as an elemental?
Yes, it does. Yeah. So any creature types, a lot of cards have multiple creature types, and those will count for any cards that say, whenever you cast an elemental spell, it is an elemental spell. There's not currently any cards that say, whenever you cast an otter spell, but if there were, this would trigger when you cast this one. And otter is going to be a new creature type in Magic, because I don't believe we have any otters. And I believe we've had sharks in the past, but we don't currently have sharks, so sharks are back.
Yeah, have we had?
I don't know.
I feel like we have.
I'm going to gather a shark right now because normally I'm not in front of a computer.
I think there was a shark from the dark.
Well, see,
or there might have just been a shark that was in a picture in the dark.
I don't know how to use...
starting from the top of this list, Magic's 7th egg. What does that mean? What are the 6 other eggs?
I could look them. You know what?
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Not all cards that have egg in their name are actually eggs. So here are the eggs. There is a chicken egg, which is from the unset. Dragon egg. Ludwig's test subject, which is a lizard egg. Rock egg.
That is Godzilla's egg.
Yep. There's rock egg and rook egg. It's RUKH. We have summoners and we have summoner's egg. So those are the 6 eggs in Magic.
Okay, and they're like they turn into bigger things, or like let you summon bigger creatures, or
Most of them, like the when it goes to the graveyard, then it like hatches.
Generally, yeah. So most of them have a when it dies trigger that makes a creature. Ludwig's test subject is a flip card, so it is put a hatchling counter on Ludwig's test subject. And then if there are 5 or more hatchling counters, remove all of them and transform it. So yeah, generally eggs hatch into something bigger or create a token that is bigger.
Okay. So yeah, like Polani Nest Tender makes dinosaur eggs that hatch into dinosaurs.
That's right.
Obviously.
And if I remember right, I think Ludwig's test subject was a 13/13. And
I believe
functionally.
Ludwig's test subject transforms into a 13/13 with the trample. It is Ludwig's abomination. So yes, correct.
How do you guys feel about a cycle that players have been asking us for over 10 years? What could that possibly be?
That could be a lot of things.
What does it mean? What does it mean by a cycle?
I'm back.
So a cycle is like, let's use the commands as an example. So you have Cryptic Command, which is the blue one and the good one. There are 4 others: Austere Command, Incendiary Command, Primal Command, and Profane Command.
Profane, Profane, yeah, that's the black one. That's the 5th one. You got all 5.
Yeah. So each one different color, but they both kind of do something along the same lines. At least the commands let you choose 2 out of the 4 options they have. There are a bunch of different options, but that's considered a cycle.
Yeah, so another cycle, another one would be, so the, let's say the Signets or the Lockets. So the Guild Lockets, they're all 3-mana artifacts that tap for one of the Ravnica Guild's 2 colors. So there's Izzet Locket and Orzhov Locket. So the idea is it's generally a 5 or 10 card cycle where all the cards do the same thing or a similar thing. Like Dave's the command cycle, there's one of each color, and they do there's 4 options, right? There's 4 or 3 options, Dave.
Yeah, I think the MTG .gamepedia.com wiki says it best. A cycle is a collection of cards that have one or more relationships with each other, share a common theme, such as creature type or particular game mechanic, made of any number of cards, and have you.
So the implication here, if they're completing a cycle, is there's probably 5 cards. It doesn't necessarily mean there's 5 cards, but they generally cycle cards out in 5. They print cards in cycles of 5. Sometimes there's cross-set cycles, which I think that's probably worth its own topic. They'll make 1 or 2 cards that kind of form a cycle, and then they'll either decide, hey, we're going to make this, or a lot of times that players will clamor for, hey, finish the cycle. A great example of that would be Morphling. They made Morphling, and then in Planar Chaos they made Torchling. And then in Alara, they made Thornling, and then people wanted a white one and a black one. So they have completed that cycle over probably, 15 years?
What was
the black one was Blightling, and that was in... Let me check. So the white one was actually the last one, I think.
Yeah, I remember the white one when that one got printed. The black one I must have just blocked out.
No, actually, you're right. The black one's the most...
I posted an example in chat too of Bloodfire Dwarf, Bloodfire Kavu, and Bloodfire.
Not Blightning. Maybe it wasn't Blight. What was that? Which was that card?
Because I think it was Brightling was the.
Yeah, I can't think of the. Now I'm totally. I'm gonna just Google this and see if I can pull it up. MTG.
Okay. All right. These Bloodfire cards almost look like Pokemon evolutions. It's like
Endling. It's Endling.
Yeah, because they share a name, they share color identity, and they share.
So
the Bloodfire example.
Endlings was in Modern Masters, Dave. The white one was in Battle Bond. The black one was the last one in Modern Masters, and it's Endling.
The post said it was a cycle that we want to be brought back. Do you guys have any shout out of the canons of like what is this cycle? What is it?
So I don't want to give too much credence. There was some potential leaks posted on Reddit. Generally, the inclination has been that those were not accurate leaks, so I don't want to give too much information. There's some good evidence that they aren't true, but the card that was printed in that leak, which even if it's not true, I kind of hope for, is the oh gosh, I'm totally blanking. Not the commands. What were the ultimatums? So there are.
Hey, that is a cycle.
Yeah. So there are ally wedge ultimatums from Alara.
We call them shards.
Shards. You're right. You're right because we don't have the wedge. You're right. We don't have the wedge ones. We have the shard ultimatums, which are generally they're 7 mana sorceries that cost 3 of the primary color and then 2 additional. So the Grixis one is black, 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 blue, blue, red, red. And that's
a lot.
It's a lot, and it does a lot. That's Cruel Ultimatum, and we'll just, since we can't pull stuff up for you right now.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what Cruel.
What does Cruel Ultimatum do, Dave? I'm going to give you a test.
So target opponent sacrifices a creature, loses 5 life, and discards 3 cards. You return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 5 life, and you draw.
Other than ordering the effects that you are dead on.
Well, yeah, no, I've cast so many Cruel Ultimatums, and it's a lot of fun to cast those in Modern, by the way. People get...
So that's a cycle that people have really clamored for in Commander. And Maro, as you get closer to a set on Blogatog, like I mentioned, Maro will start talking about future possible... he'll start answering questions about the set sometimes. And so somebody asked if this set was a wedge set, and he said maybe, smiley face. So...
Well, what would be the most asked for thing out of like 10 years?
You know, it lines up almost really nicely with the ultimatums if it is wedge ultimatums. Like, I didn't know I wanted that until you...
One possibility that I don't think is super likely is people have been clamoring for finishing the sword cycle. But Mar, they've told us that the swords are too good to be standard legal, and we're still short a few swords. They printed 1 more in Modern Horizon.
2 more. They printed,
the blue-white.
If I remember right, they printed 2 that were allied colors instead of enemy.
They did the blue
and the first.
Yeah, Dave's right. So there are 3 swords remaining. I don't think we should hold our breaths for swords, even those are pretty clamored after.
That would imply that they're finishing the cycle, and if they're going to put 3 swords in a set, that sounds.
How bad could it be? What's the word? What happened last time we put 3 swords in a set, Dave? Come on, what happened?
Well, I'm talking specifically about limited. I don't know if you've ever had the misfortune of having to play against a Sword of Body in Mind and triple scars. It ain't fun.
I did.
It doesn't say that it wants to finish the cycle. It just says "and a cycle" that players have been asking. And
when it says this. So when he puts it like that, my assumption is it's 5 cards. My assumption is we have either an allied or enemy colored cycle, and we will be getting or a shard or wedge cycle. Another option is the commander decks could print the remaining battle bond lands, the enemy colored battle bond lands.
Okay,
because those are pretty popular. Battle bond lands.
The refresh.
So they tap. So right now there's 5 ally colored ones. They come into play untapped if you have 2 or more opponents. So they just tap for 2 colors and they come into... So actually one of my favorite cards in the game is a land from Battle Bond. It's called Luxury Suite. And it's the land. It comes into play untapped if you have 2 or more opponents, and it taps for black and red. But it shows an element of black-red that I don't think gets covered enough that isn't just about murder and fire and zombies. It can also be about classy hotel suites and having some nice drinks.
For those of you curious, he did say dranks. We can't...
Drank.
Yeah, no, this is live. That happened. I said that.
That did happen.
Which is, I said that because I'm a couple drinks in, too, so...
A couple drinks. Well, I mean, now that you mention cycles, there's another one that we could look towards, and that would be the other 4 Horizon lands, or Canopy lands, or whatever the hell we're calling those.
I really don't think we're going to see those in a standard set. But, like, I mean, I mentioned the sword, so I can't throw stones here.
Like, those, I could see... I don't know which would be more likely, the swords or the lands. Like, the lands are definitely, I think, the better of the... Like, I think they're going to have more of an impact on both Pioneer and Standard. Like, they'll probably do something for Modern, but
Yeah, I see. I think it's going to be a weird Commander thing. If I had to put money on it, even if the leak we had was fake, I bet it's ultimatums.
I would be down for ultimatums. I really want to see what the Sultai ultimatum is.
Ultimatums would be.
Yeah, I hope.
Calling it now. Sultai is going to be the best.
So that's the official prediction of this podcast. Ultimatum.
I'm going to say ultimatums. I'm going to disagree with Dave. I'm going to say the Jeskai one is going to be the best one.
It's either ultimatums or we don't play Magic anymore.
Yep,
We're done.
Yep,
Tam, you're.
I like that too because it's like a threat, but it's already been printed, so it's a threat that is meaningless because they can't change it, which is the best kind of threat, the meaningless kind.
I'll give him an ultimatum.
If only there were a word for what Tam just.
I didn't get that because I'm dumb.
How did you not? That was incredible.
Because I'm dumb.
To our fearless.
To our fearless producer, cheers.
Thank you. Are there any other details about this that are like really stand out that we should like really focus on?
Two of them.
I really do want to point this out. I think the fact that we have a demon Kraken, that thing is a tryhard, and I don't really like it. I don't like that's just so much. But
we got Cthulhu, man. If Cthulhu had a creature type, I feel like it'd be demon Kraken.
I'm fairly certain that it would be a horror.
Ooh,
Kraken,
that's true.
He's Elder God. He's not a demon. Like he's straight up God.
Okay.
Just, like I think that's kind of rude calling a god a demon. He's like the god of.
Now I want God Kraken. Ooh, Maro also told us we are getting at least one WURM. One of my favorite creature types in the game. I've also just read Dune, so I'm really on the worm train.
Yeah, no,
Little Pekla worm.
Oh, or played at Slagworm, my boy from back in the day.
Slagworm.
My former arch nemesis in the Legacy League queues on Magic Online, Dr.
I feel like we've talked about this. Also, a kick-ass "They Might Be Giants" song.
Oh yeah, no, that's like every time I played against that dude, I'd queue up "They Might Be."
And it was Doctor. So the "They Might Be Giants" song is Doctor WORM. This was Doctor WURM, right? Oh, yeah. That's such a great name.
Another thing I want to just mention from this is, like, we know it's monsters and we know it's big, but, like, I like seeing all the things in this list that indicate that these are going to be big.
Yeah, an aura that gives plus 11 minimum.
Plus 11 minimum. And a card that says, what is it? 12 different types of counters on it. And
so
that feels like something they've shied away from in the past, though. Like, just for the sake of not having an overly complex.
No, and I mean, so we know that there's going to be a punch. So we had the punch out card from Amonkhet. So we had it for Embalm. We know there's going to be a token with punch out things. So
see, when you said punch out, I immediately thought the Bear Puncher card. I think it's Team or Battle. No, it's not Team or Battle Rage, but one of the ones from the con sets.
Yeah, the dude punch. So that's Sarkin. The rug. Oh gosh, what's that guy's name? JC asked Lily what the rug commander from Tarkir is. Can you bring me a drink? Okay, then sorry. We'll get back to you with that. I can't remember.
But also just
Savage Punch.
Savage Punch is the card, and who's punching the bear on Savage Punch?
Some badass.
Oh gosh, I know the cards. He's a 6/6 for 5 with flash and can't be countered, and then the rest of your creature spells can't be countered. He starts with an S. It's not Sarkin. But anyway, the viewer doesn't care. They don't care. They'll look it up themselves, or they're yelling at their screen right now.
You're right. They don't care.
So one last thing: a card with text total power 10 or less.
Surak,
yeah.
Okay, sorry. There's a delay, and it's Surak. So okay.
It happened. Surak, all right. That was during one of my hiatuses there. But I mean, if the guy's punching out a bear, he's probably really cool.
He's a 6/6, and he's a human, and most humans aren't 6/6. So
that one is. I mean, you're gonna punch a bear, you're gonna be at least a 6/6.
It's gonna help.
Well, maybe a 3/3.
Did you say your dad's a 6/6
and could beat up your dad? Puny 5/4. You kidding me? Dad's a wimp.
So I don't know why I'm like pointing up, because on mine, like, you're right above me. I don't know if that's the case. I might just be pointing into.
No, yeah. So in my screen, Dave, you're on the top right, and Tam's on the bottom left. Nope. Other way. Nope.
You guys are still wrong. Anywho,
it's going to depend on if Tam's recording works or if we have to use my backup recording. Because if my backup recording works, then you need to listen to me.
Anything else besides the creature types themselves that's interesting about the baby preview that we got?
I mean, brushwag and squirrels, that's really weird and exciting. Maro's been fighting for years to get squirrels back in Black Border or in standard sets, and so that's really cool. We used to have a lot of squirrels in Magic, and then there's a point where they decided they weren't badass enough. That's a quote from Maro, and he said it was a different time. But yeah.
Apparently. Like, we've all seen Ron Spencer's artwork, and I hope this means it's going to be a glorious return of Nebraska local native. Something like that. Ron Spencer, let's see him. Dude can draw a squirrel. That's gonna. I would love to see him draw. What was the other? A nightmare squirrel.
It's a nightmare squirrel.
Which awesome.
Yeah, pretty fucking excited about it.
Black green probably mutated the hell out.
I'm gonna
of
guess
it.
black green.
Those are the two creature types that Ron Spencer excels in.
Yeah.
If it's not him, we riot.
I mean, again, I suppose we can.
Ultimate,
yeah, it's already done. So rioting, I mean, hopefully at the minimum, I want a secret lair of Ron Spencer. But yeah, so squirrels and brushwags are big. We're gonna know more soon. Our viewers won't know what's up next because by the time the next episode, we still won't be in spoilers yet, but they're coming soon. I love cards that say 0 is even because normally that means they're pretty weird. So
okay, it's even for the purpose of the game, right? It's not even as in mathematics.
Mathematically, it also is even.
That makes me angry.
I mean, I had to Google this once to check, but per my Google several years ago, 0 is even.
I might have been the person calling you out on that, and I'm fairly certain one of the reasons I'm still mad.
That might be true because I remember, I had this conversation with Lily and possibly you. So yeah, 0 is even mathematically speaking. Last I checked.
I might be thinking prime or composite because it can't really, like, it's technically composite, but not really because anything multiplied. So maybe that's what I was.
Okay, I can't speak to that. So we're getting bloops. I'm not sure. Okay, anyway.
People are really mad at me. Like, dude, why are you bringing up prime numbers? Don't.
Oh, no, I was just saying in the chat that I'm really excited for Dinosaur Turtle because Turtle gets to shine.
Yeah, and more dinosaurs, which is awesome. So, any final thoughts on Ikoria previews before we move on?
Nah.
Okay, we're actually, before we move on.
I had one thought.
Shoot, yeah.
It seems to me Ikoria is a cool playground for designers to put stuff that they've really only put in like unsets and experimental stuff into Black Border cards.
I think that's a good assessment. Yeah. So we're going to get some really interesting stuff. So we're going to throw it to a quick ad break really quick, a pre-quarantine ad break because we've got a couple pre-recorded. So we're going to throw that to you. So that's why we're recording.
We're just gonna run over to Tam's place. We're gonna record that and then.
Well, no, we aren't because social distancing.
He's nodding. He's right there. No, we have to do it for the sake of our sponsor.
Yes, no, that's a good point. Yes, for our sponsors, a new, totally real live ad break. So we're gonna go to that, which is happening now.
We're not gonna phone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ads. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Inked Gaming, Nuclear Ink Tattoos, and Cards Custom Build. Are you looking to get a custom playmat? Well, then we suggest you check out inkedgaming.com. They have custom playmats, dice bags, mouse pads, and much, much more. You guys gotten anything from Inked Gaming?
Not yet, but I keep meaning to. I've got 2 Magic playmats as my current gaming setup, and but one of my Innistrad Championship mat which I didn't win, I just got as a prize. Is super chewed up. So I'm getting close to needing something new.
If you guys want, I have designed some chalkboard TCGU sponsored player mats, I could shoot you over the pictures and you can just go get them on there.
I might do that for like my actual like going to tournaments and playing mat. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
They even let you add a stitched option to the playmat and mouse pads as well. Ink Gaming lets you play your game with your style. Like I said, you can do the custom images. You can either go out and find an artist to get you something, or you can design it and send it in, and they work with you, your style, your game. If you want 10% off your order, use the code TCG University, all caps, no spaces at checkout. Help support us by customizing your game to your style. Big shout outs to Inked Games.
Yes, and like I said, my playmat's getting chewed up. It's because it doesn't have the stitched thing. I have a couple stitched edge playmats, and they are awesome.
Nuclear Ink Custom Tattoo and Skate Shop. This episode is also sponsored by Nuclear Ink Custom Tattoo and Skate Shop. At Nuclear Ink, you can find a very inclusive environment with artists that share your interest in nerd culture and fandoms alike. You guys have any tattoos?
No, but if I get one, Jesse down at Nuclear Ink is going to be doing it.
For sure.
I mean, if I get one, he's doing it.
What about you?
Oh, just the one.
Which is?
It's got just a little kanji here.
Oh, that's really rad.
You know, Kenshin's dope.
What is the kanji for?
It's the symbol for evil and misfortune.
Okay.
Well, I want a Legend of Zelda tattoo. Nuclear Ink prides themselves on being Omaha's premier all-custom tattoo shop. So if you're looking to get a custom tattoo, please check out Nuclear Ink here in Omaha, Nebraska. Link will be in the description. Jesse seems like a really chill guy, and if you're looking to get anything custom, you should definitely chit-chat with him. He'd love to conversate with you so that you are 100% happy with anything that you decide to put on your body for the rest of your life.
Super good people. Really can't recommend them enough.
And then the last sponsor for today is Cards Custom Build. Are you into cosplay, you nerd? Of course you are. You looking to get into cosplay? Of course you are. Do you want to show up to events dressed as your favorite character? Well, then Cards Custom Build is here to help. Cards Custom Build creates everything from cosplay accessories like props, trinkets, and weaponry, all the way up to full-blown costumes. I asked you guys last time. What do you guys want to be? You said the Mandalorian last time.
Mandalorian armor.
Yeah. My father, Clay Cardwell from Cards Custom Build, he has everything set out. He's got it all designed at like an incredibly talk of the town. I even have that in here. Talk of the town price. It's so good to take in, and just like making costumes takes a long time.
Yeah, it's really time consuming, and it takes a lot of different kind of skill sets and equipment. So like, if you're into building your own, awesome. But if you're like me and lazy, this is the way to make it happen.
I just went to Level Up Expo out in Vegas over this past weekend for a card tournament, and it was really fun. Just people watching all these people in their really awesome costumes. It's fun to see people transform and become somebody that they're not. It's fun seeing somebody out of costume that you think would be very timid and not hold themselves, and as soon as you put on that Superman suit, they stand up and they put their chest out. Like it's super rad, and the costume is half of that equation. So go over to Cards Custom Build either on Facebook or on their Etsy account. Links will be in the description down below. Make sure that you mention TCG University sent you their way, and you'll get 5% off your entire order. And whenever you're talking about really high level costumes, 5% is actually a ton. That could be upwards of like $50. Like honestly, if you're pushing for all the accoutrements.
If you're going for a big one, oh yeah, or save a couple bucks on something smaller. Like yeah really,
for sure.
No reason not to. If you're thinking about doing it, support local if you're here in Nebraska, and if not,
he'll ship across the whole U.S.
Support him anyway.
Support him anyway, even if you're in a different state.
Back to our show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back from that totally real ad break we just did, like normal. Before we move on to the next topic, I realize I didn't mention this. I want to address the hat-wearing elephant in the room. I'm wearing my Sweet America do-rag because JC and Tam were both wearing their beanies when we all got the chat going, and then Dave went and got a beanie, and I felt like I had to put on some kind of headwear, so that's why we're all wearing them.
Let's get a better look at that's a really weird emblem on my hat.
It could be anything. Not one of the guilds, probably, because we know what all of the guilds are.
It's definitely not a guild. If I had to assume, it's probably the Freemasons.
Is that a Triforce there on your hat?
Yeah, Tam has a Triforce. Dave has some unknown organization that's definitely not a guild.
It's some eye with like 8 legs. It's maybe an eye spider,
It's probably nothing.
A Cyrachnid.
And I'm wearing my America do-rag because I am a patriot, and we need to come together right now, America.
Clearly, Dave is an old fan of City of Villains, and that's an arachnid.
Yes.
Wow,
That's
what
definitely
a
it.
fucking throwback.
Yeah, just throwing it way
I mean, who
back.
played City of Heroes or City of Villains? Who played anything?
Oh,
from
come
that series?
on. A lot of people did. I also played
Anywho.
Wildstar.
I
Talk
did
about
play.
that at the post show.
Anyway, yeah, post show. We're going to talk about Magic the Gathering. That's what you're here for. Okay, so this is, we saved it for the middle. We're going to talk a little bit about, just because it's happening and it's hard not to talk about it, we're going to address a little bit of how COVID-19/coronavirus is affecting Magic right now. We're going to move on from this on our third topic. We're going to do an adjacent one, but we are going to talk a little bit about the virus now because it's what's going on, and we want to talk about what's going on in case you want to hear about it. And if you don't want to hear about it and you're sick of hearing about it, skip ahead 10, 15 minutes. We're going to talk about something else. At the very least, we're going to talk about how to play some Magic while you're stuck at home, but it's adjacent, but we're not going to talk about the virus directly. So, JC, Dave, Tam, somebody other than me who's more caught up. What's going on right now?
Well, it's looking like we're pretty well fucked, to sum it up, to be blunt. It's not looking overly great. Obviously, we're all going to make it through. Everyone's doing what their civic duty is at this point to avoid large gatherings, which include FNMs, your Monday night drafts, whatever night drafts you want to do things. Right now, normally the comic shop, like within earshot, is doing Modern, and they're not doing Modern as the game room is closed until further notice. This is probably going to be the new norm for a while, unfortunately. That's just kind of the state of affairs. Obviously, last week we had news that the SCG Opens and Grand Prix are all canceled, and a plethora of cash tournaments have also been canceled for player safety. We also have now we have news saying that they are. I'm going to keep my hand out of it because that's going to be weird. Block my beautiful beard and beanie, but. The Players' Tour has been postponed indefinitely. It'll happen. We just don't know when. So therefore, further qualifiers also, unless I don't think that they've made any announcements yet about digital platforms as to whether or not Magic Online and Arena are going to be postponing. Likely they'll follow suit because why would you hold these events now when you know that whatever it's feeding to, it may not actually happen for some time. So we know it's going to be spilling over into the pre-release as well, as I believe we said, JC, I think you volunteered this last week, where they told us that they're going to be allowing people to just pick up their product and leave at the pre-release.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't actually have to purchase.
And there might not be any scheduled events coming up. That's a very real possibility. And so, yeah, they're going to sell you the pre-release kit. And I don't think we know what that at-home pre-release means just yet, but consider that as an option. Stores are remaining open, grocery stores are open, and some game stores are doing their best to at least remain open on the storefront side. So if you feel like you can safely go and remain the appropriate distance from people, support your game store if you can. Pre-order stuff, swing by and pick up a couple boxes. There's a lot of, in the third section, we're going to talk about ways to play Magic at home, maybe not with 8 people. So,
and honestly, in supporting your local game store, obviously the stock market's trashed, but Hasbro stock has gone down $60, so you are supporting Wizards very directly by buying products from the game stores.
All stocks are really, really low right now.
Everything is tanking. Even cryptocurrency is kind of taking it in the shorts. I think when all this stuff started, right before everything went to hell, we had Bitcoin at close to 7,200 roughly, and now it's last checking it was 5,200.
Yeah.
So it $2,000 loss per Bitcoin. That's pretty nuts. Most people I know that are really into cryptocurrency are saying it's going to bounce back much faster than everything else. But even still, that amount of a drop in a week is insane.
And I want to throw in really quick. We're talking about the virus. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, JC.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say also it bears mentioning, because we talk about Brawl a lot on this podcast, that Arena's doing free.
Yes, actually, I want to talk about that and online. Really quick, I feel like we need to throw this disclaimer in there. We're talking about the virus. Listen to the CDC, listen to the World Health Organization, and listen to your local governments. Advice on this show is fine, but listen to health providers and take your health advice from them. Financial advisors, stock market wise, listen to your financial advisor if you have one. A personal recommendation, again, not a financial advisor. Don't even look at your accounts right now. Don't look at your retirement account, your investment accounts that are for the future. Don't look at them. they should bounce back. In the past, they always have. But looking at them now is going to make you feel bad. Don't look at them. Try not to think about them. We're in a huge downturn right now. Don't look. Don't panic sell, probably. Again, not a financial advisor, but just be calm.
We're here to inspire ideas as opposed to give true advice. If something we say you're interested in, you should go and do further research.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. Again, we are not experts in the subjects of finance or of medicine. So again, any ideas you hear here that sound good or you're interested in, do a little extra research. There are organizations that are in place to help you in these places that are not a bunch of people who like card games.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things, like most of these are going to be our hot takes based on previous experience and other things. Like, as far as I can say from what we are seeing, we are definitely seeing an impact in the stock market, and I don't think most retailers have started feeling it yet. But if things continue this way, with the reduced hours, the reduced amount of patrons allowed in, the store at any given point, the reduced amount of people even leaving their houses, your local game store is going to feel the impact, and not everyone's going to make it.
Yep, and so do what you can.
That is.
Yeah, and so do what you can while remaining safe and while keeping your community as safe as you can. It's a weird time we're in. If you have a way to support your game store, please do it if you can. If you have the financial capability to, because also I know people are going to be going through some hardship. Do what you are able to do. You
figure anybody at this point that's in the service industry or the retail industry, they're not going to be looking great in the coming weeks, coming months. As, again, hours are being reduced, and the amount of people that can go to these places and be patrons, it's not a thing that's going to be able to happen.
What about the secondary market? Has the secondary market for cards fluctuated significantly?
Now, that's something that we haven't seen yet, but that is a very excellent thing to bring up. I have a very strong feeling, again, this is a hot take, but Channel Fireball, I saw this yesterday at least, they have announced that they will be suspending any further shipping of product to people. So functionally, Channel Fireball, one of the biggest online distributors for cards, they're not going to be doing any business for a while.
Their warehouse is shut down. So it's going to be a weird combination because stores, and I'm assuming more I wouldn't be surprised if Card Kingdom, TCG Player, and Star City Games follow in shutting their warehouses down. We don't know that for sure, but it wouldn't be surprising. Mystery boosters just hit, which is messing with a lot of prices, which is going to skew data. And then the other thing to keep in mind is if this continues on and people are out of work, it wouldn't be shocking to see people moving to sell collections or try to scrape up some extra money. And so there's going to be a lot of different factors contributing. Warehouses shutting down. Sorry, go ahead, JC.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say that warehouses shutting down. Also, though, the secondary market is partially affected by what you can get physically at game stores as far as what they sell.
I think
so. If prices spike too much online, then people will go buy it in the store that is doing poor, so they're not inclined to sell their cards for more. So there's a lot of factors, though, like lack of shipping, lack of warehouse.
Yeah.
I think likely what's going to end up happening is we're going to start seeing increase in card prices for some amount of time, as there's not going to be quite as much card availability with a lot of these online realtors unable to do business. So you're going to have to be relying primarily on local gaming stores, and if they don't have the inventory, obviously that's going less supply, then there's going to be more demand for it, and therefore prices are going to go up. Now, once all of this stuff finally blows over and things become stable again, now I think we're going to start seeing a lot of the impact of the player base personally being financially impacted by all this nonsense. And when that happens, like you guys said, we're going to start seeing people selling their collections. They're not really going to be able to afford a whole lot. So we're going to have a lot more supply and a hell of a lot less demand. So in order for stores to move product, we're going to start seeing some prices drop, I believe. I don't know necessarily if it's going to be standard that's going to take the biggest hit. It's likely going to be legacy and modern.
Well, my
Another
question
thing you have
is,
to consider, though, is that Magic is a communal game. So if you're not playing a lot of games in paper, then that affects how much you want to buy things in paper because you're not playing the game.
Yeah.
JC, you read my mind. There's no events. If there's no events, so there's no demand.
Yeah, And that's kind of what we were starting to see a lot with the older things, the things on the reserve list. For the longest time, we kept seeing all these prices just climb, and you had folks like Rudy and a few others that were pointing out, well, these are reserve lists. These aren't going to get reprinted. These are a stable investment. And we were seeing a lot of people that were buying out of cryptocurrency to buy into reserve list cards and then buy out of reserve list cards. Essentially, what I think is going to end up happening is we no longer have a regular tournament series which focuses on legacy, which incentivizes people to pick up these reserve list cards that are hella expensive. I think that we might see maybe a dozen big big Eternal tournaments, even throwing in Vintage, a year in the United States. There's way less demand for these cards, yet the prices still hold at where they were. So likely what's going to happen is a few people are going to start losing their shirts and a bunch of other different investments and go, I really don't need 20 Underground Seas.
Yeah. I think something that weird that is going to be hard to account for is if Ikoria releases and there are minimal warehouses open and not as many pre-releases going on, I'm curious to see what's going to happen to Ikoria prices, because people, one thing to keep in mind, there aren't events going, but one of the biggest Magic format is cards I have and cards I play at home on my kitchen table. And so if people are trying to pick some cards up online to keep to have something fun to do in a month or so, if things are still on as locked down as they are right now, Ikoria might get weird, because if only a couple warehouses are open and people want the Ikoria cards and they aren't going to events, who knows? They might go up.
That has been a thing that I did not think about, actually. I think those are questions that would probably be best suited for companies like Southern Hobby and the various distributors that we have. I think ACD is another one. I know you can no longer go direct to WotC to pick up this product. So you have to go through these distributors. So it's going to be a lot of exactly what happens with Southern Hobby if they decide that they want to shut down their operations, reduce staffing, or any number of the safety precautions that most companies are taking at this point, especially the warehouse jobs.
Can I a couple questions and then my point, and you guys can talk about it. What was the card that we had at Underground for a long time? It was Tabernacle, wasn't that the card?
Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale.
And the reason that card is so expensive is they lost a shipment inside the ocean or something like that?
That is it. There are so many urban legends involved, but that's it in a nutshell. Legends had its normal printing. It was the the third set, second expansion, and the reason why English was so much more expensive is because a lot of the English printings were just destroyed. But that's essentially what it was. I've heard it that it was a plane that crashed into the ocean. I've heard it as it was a fire that took out some amount of inventory. I've heard it as it was a plane that crashed in the ocean and then caught fire. It's all sorts of just crazy stuff about that. But that's it in a nutshell. That most of the English Legends printing, the original English Legends printing that I think was done in Belgium. I think they still print there. That's a whole different thing. But most of them were destroyed inadvertently. Now, Tabernacle is the most expensive card out of that set, and a lot of that's because of niche play and the deck
and the reserve list.
It's really, really good. Yeah,
and the reserve list.
So the point being, do you guys see in 5-10 years that this set becomes the next Legends, where like, oh man, I can't get these cards because fucking COVID-19 back in 2020, this one Nightmare Squirrel is going to be worth $50-$60 as an uncommon.
I don't think that it will.
Well, not on Ikoria, because Ikoria is printed. Ikoria might be being printed right now, but Ikoria has gone to print and likely is sitting in warehouses. M21. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, JC.
It just bears mentioning that Hasbro's getting hammered right now financially. So, like, does that affect their print?
No, I mean, so M21 is likely at the printers right now. And something to keep in mind is, can they keep the printers open?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe I wouldn't be. I think Ikoria's probably gone to print as long as the distribution.
Yeah, like
network.
Ikoria is probably fine, but
yeah, no. So, but yeah, it's fine. But are people opening Ikoria? And then what's happening with M21's printing? So I'm curious to see if we look back on the financials in 3 to 5 years, if the realities of shipping production affects those card prices, or if it's just we just have a blip and we go, oh, we couldn't play in this spring, and then people bought up all the cards in the summer and made up for it, or if people just buy less cards because people have less free money to spend because people have to make sure rent gets paid.
So the thing as far as that's concerned is I don't think that we've definitely never seen anything quite like this in my lifetime. The closest thing I can think of was 9/11, but that was specifically the United States. It wasn't the entire world. We also live in a post-reserve. Well, we are no longer using that reserve list for new printings. So worst case scenario, let's say that things are really bad, and further steps needed to be taken, and we are just in complete lockdown in the United States, and nobody can leave. Period. Now, that's a bit extreme, but the point that I'm getting at is, if for whatever reason we need to cancel like 3 months out of our life, WotC can always say, "All right, well, the season that we had set aside for Ikoria, we could do digitally. We couldn't do it on paper, but you know what? We're gonna keep Ikoria in print longer than we normally do. That way, anyone that wants that for Pioneer, for Commander, et cetera, because there's no rule saying that they can't do that, and they can certainly decide. You know what? We're just gonna have that stuff still at the like.
It's print to demand.
Not much, yeah. It's
print to demand.
Area. So why wouldn't they do that? It seems like easy money for them. Just, all right, we had to do a special printing of this. We had to do, we had to go back and make more boxes of this for X amount of time after it should have been out of print.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. And I mean, Wizards wants to make money, so I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Ikoria is also going to be in standard for 2 years, and so if people want to buy the packs, and that's the thing, it's print to demand, so they'll keep printing it as long as people want to buy it. And when come the fall, if not enough packs got open, and let's say the box EV on Ikoria is phenomenal, people will buy boxes because they'll print them, and box EV will go down because if you open enough boxes, card prices go down. So hopefully,
so I think there might be a spike, but then I think over time things will.
I think that's a safe bet. And I think that's a safe bet for just kind of everything right now. Things are going to spike or get weird, but it should smooth out. The longer we go, it should smooth out.
So changing topics just real quick, but still keeping with like the aftermath. What do you think Wizards could do to kind of mitigate their the disinterest in Magic, right? Because like if Magic's not on the top of people's brains, people are gonna, oh, I used to play that game, but then the virus hit. Like, is there anything that
then the global pandemic almost destroyed us all?
Yeah.
I think they pushed their esports angle.
And I think that's a little bit, it kind of falls into the next topic too.
Man,
so
it was like it was a perfect segue.
It is. So anyone have final thoughts on this before we move into our final topic, which is, how to play Magic when you are stuck at home?
Well, I only have this. I mean, we kind of opened up this topic with the idea that everything kind of sucks right now and things are likely going to get worse, but it will inevitably get better. So if you're feeling that dread, if you're feeling like things just keep getting worse every day when you're waking up and there's just no end in sight, I promise you, there is. Things will get better. Things will get back to normal. It's just things are going to suck for a while. So just grin and bear it. We're all in this together. So solidarity.
And we're all in it together. And we're all Animal Crossing and Doom are coming out. We're all in this together.
I got it loaded in my PC. I'm ready to go at midnight.
Even if we're stuck at home, we can do stuff like this to be together. Hell, there's like a Netflix extension where you can like join a chat room and like watch Netflix with your friends. Wow. Do what it takes to feel good and be part of a community, even when we're stuck at home. And being part of a community. So we can't go play Magic in paper. We can't have people over to play. We shouldn't have people over to play Commander. You're stuck with who you're living with, who you're with right now. So how do we play Magic?
We can absolutely get shithouse drunk and cube draft by committee.
Yes. And so, like we mentioned earlier in a couple of places, is Wizards has gone ahead and put the Vintage Cube on Magic Online right now for people who want to be playing that. And Arena, the next season of Brawlers Guildhall is free, so we can play Brawl for free. Yep. They brought back Theros Ranked Draft, so we have 2 ranked drafts going right now. And we're going to have some, I bet Wizards going to lean really heavily on their digital clients right now. So if we can't buy in paper, we can buy digitally. And so I'm sure we're going to get some sweet pre-release events. And so, we have a great program. We just got friend chat. So you can now, if you've got your Magic Arena friends, you can now send them messages and send them challenges way easier than we could previously. So it's way easier to play on Arena.
For sure.
I
think,
also this is a hope. This is hope, but I think they will do it a little bit. I think they're going to leverage a little bit more like art and prizes for their events that they can physically send to people and stuff too, like just like digital creations.
Oh, absolutely. If we can get supply, it sounds like supply lines are staying open. So, I'm assuming secret lairs are still going to go live. And yeah, Wizards has already demonstrated they're willing to try to expand their current online opportunities for people to play, and it's good for us. It gives us all something to do while we're stuck at home, and it's good for them because it keeps them getting money, because the stock market's in the toilet, Hasbro stock is low, and they want to be making money. So if we can keep the economy stimulated and we can keep paying for cards and keep injecting money into things and keeping as many people as we can getting paid, I would imagine Wizards is going to keep offering cool events, because we already get the pre-release stuff on Arena. So I'm really hoping they lean into Ikoria, and if we can't go play Ikoria in person, we can play online. And I hope they give us some really cool events, and maybe they throw out some discounted seals or something. Or heck, it would be a super, super nice showing if they gave everyone like a free sealed.
That would be fucking rad. That would 100% get me to play Magic way more.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it almost sounds like that might be what they're talking about, the pre-release from home.
Yeah.
Go to your local game store, pick up your pre-release kit, and hey, you know that code that was giving you like 2 free packs beforehand? Now you have a free...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get people in the store, and just, anytime you can say, hey, you're stuck at home, want to try a new game? Come play the new Ikoria cards, and the first one's on us.
So yeah, no, I really think and hope that Wizards is going to leverage increasing their prize pool, increasing free things, increasing ways to get people into Magic. I think.
And yeah, that's in turn going to get
very much like the difference between like the government doing a stimulus into the economy. Wizards do a stimulus into Magic to get.
Yeah,
I think the phrase that I used to use when I worked at a gaming store was the first taste is.
Yeah.
I 100% said that to the parents as I gave their child.
So here's actually, now that you brought up gaming stores, like I've had this idea and I've seen some local stores do it, but I just want to get it out here in the world. So like if you are watching and you've made it 59, almost an hour into the podcast,
that much.
What?
It's not that much.
We're fun.
Yeah. One of the things that I really
Cam doesn't think so.
One of the things I suggest you doing is actually figuring out who your local community is, and it is totally possible for you to set up online tournaments via Discord, via Facebook groups, via whoever. Have them pay your shop online, and then you literally hold boosters like weekly comics. And so whenever we are allowed to leave our house, somebody comes in and grabs their prize support, and they've got 3 boxes sitting and waiting for them, and they've paid for their tournaments online. Like, hey, you have 3 days for Steven and Tyler to go play each other. Okay, let me know the result of that. We're gonna play a tournament tonight.
I hadn't even thought of that. With Arena, you could have an Arena tournament playing with your digital cards, and if people are willing to throw in prize money, have physical prizes for that. That's a great way to feel less shut in, have some social interaction, and support your local game store and your local economy. Oh my gosh, Tam, killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. You know what?
Sorry, could you do that?
Time.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
Excellent.
This is the nut button. For those of you who watch Brawlin' with Brett, every now and then when things go really well, we have to bust out the nut button. And for those of you who don't know what that means, check out Know Your Meme. Just Google Know Your Meme nut button, and they'll get you taken care of.
But yeah, I think that is like the only way that your local card shop is going to survive for you to be done with this is to figure out and clip this out, send it to them, or steal the idea. I don't care, but tell them that they have to figure out, spend the resources they would normally have in-house, figuring out how to make online happen.
Yeah.
And then after we do get to come back, maybe this is just a thing your gaming store could just continue. Honestly,
and that's for Arena. Arena has taken a chunk of the game store's money. Get away for the game store to get. It's like a league, but it's an Arena.
Yeah.
Well, I'm that might be a topic for another time. I'm not 100% sure if it's directly taken revenue that might have been spent at the stores, or if this is revenue that was never going to go through that store in the first place and just dragging in completely new players. It's probably a toss-up of both.
Yeah.
But Arena always came off as an advertisement tool to me.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it last podcast a little bit that it would be awesome if Wizards just decided to add more support for tournaments in Arena that local card stores could organize.
Yeah, and
like this, and this is a nice way to do it without having to rely on WotC to add something new to the client.
Exactly.
Where the local stores can just do these things. Now, given folks will be on the honor system, if the stakes are low, it seems like no one's gonna try and cheat the system, or if they do, they're not gonna get that much.
And
they're not gonna.
How easy is it for one person to say, "Hey, I'll record it"? Even it doesn't have to be live. You don't have to stream it. The app we use to record this podcast, just go get a OBS and have one person record their screen.
Yeah, OBS is free. Or worst case, you can always just print screen after you win. At that point, it's the burden of the winner to be reporting these matches anyway. So, oh, cool, I won. Hey, here's a screenshot of the results for a match. Check it out.
And Arena has a chat now, so you could be like, hey, let's both send in the chat the confirmation. Hey, this is our game, and then the winner print screens the result. That's easy.
And at the same time, like, we already have this honor system inside of a tournament. Nobody's sitting there watching your game when you turn in your match slip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we trust you. If you can go to FNM and be honest, then you can play at home and be honest.
It's definitely depending on what the stakes are. But if we're talking about like first place gets 10 packs, second place gets 5 packs, like I can't imagine that anyone's trying to angle shoot to try and get more packs. Like I'm sure somebody will, but it's not quite like, hey, first place gets 500 and second place gets 2.
Yeah, no, we can. This is heck. You do this once a week. You got FNM happen still somehow.
Correct, and that's all that I want. Is I like Target and Walmart are going to survive based on toilet paper sales alone, and so your local card shop, people are no longer going to go buy packs. People are no longer going to go pick up comic books and sleeves, and so. Something's got to happen, and utilizing your time as a comic book shop in order to organize an online tournament, in order to sell actual products, is just another way for you to stimulus your business. I'm feeling it. I'm like, it is a blessing and a curse because of the fact that like everybody's stuck at home. I'm getting to stream more, and so it is a blessing in disguise. All of these online businesses should be booming because everybody's online. Everybody is. And so adapt or die.
That's part of the problem. At least something that I've been getting told about this is that folks are, we're going to be seeing an influx of content creation going on during this quarantine because honestly, what the hell else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. As soon as we get done with this, I'm jumping on to Twitch and streaming. So
we could take you through your very first cube draft.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to, sure. I have to get online, but yeah. Can we all cube together in like a queue?
No. Unfortunately, there exist programs that they used back in the olden days before Cube was actually allowed on, like before they supported Cube on Magic Online. You used a client that was outside of it to do the drafts, and then you just put the cards in your deck.
So one thing we could do on Arena lets you save draft decks now. We could all sign up for, say, a Theros Beyond Death draft, save our draft decks, and then just challenge each other with our draft decks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a league.
I might be willing to do that for Ravnica Allegiance.
You not like the Theros draft?
Look, I don't get to take 2 Clear the Minds and then a shitload of removal spells and troll my opponent if we do this.
Man, I just keep winning in Theros. I keep going like 7 wins, 6 wins. So I just want to play Theros because I'm somehow doing well. Anyway, that's a little bit off topic. We can kind of cover that in the post show. Do we have anything we want to say else on this topic of wait? Oh, actually, yes, we do. JC, you pitched a different draft format. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I want to make sure we get that out to the viewers in the main show.
Yeah, I did actually. So it's just a different kind of way to basically Wizards posted this. It comes from Robert Makes Games. It's called Booster Blitz. So just to talk about it a little bit, it is that you build 4 face-down piles of 3 cards each, and you can find this all on the twitter.com wizards_magic. They posted this. So you build 4 face-down piles of 3 cards. You play 4 games with those 3 card piles. There's no decking. Each player starts at 5 life. You have infinite mana. The player who builds the fastest goes first, and the most wins is the winner. So it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors magic. It's real quick.
Huh. And can we throw a link to that in the show so they can get those rules from Wizards?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay, I think we have the link in the group chat. So, yeah, I just want to make sure our viewers have that. Another thing you can do, if you were able to pick up a couple boxes of mystery boosters and you're stuck in your house with somebody else who plays Magic, this is what I do with the mystery boosters. I had a good time. So if you have 2 mystery boosters, each person who wants to participate opens one, and then you draft each. You take 1 pick from each pack. Now mystery boosters, there's only 2. So with a regular booster box, you open 36 packs. You take 1 card from each pack, and you build a normal sealed deck out of that. Mystery boosters, it's a little bit less because there's only 24 packs. But if you want to, and this is what we did, every pack has a foil. All your foils are in your pool too, so you don't have to pick your foils. So as you open your pack, you put your foil in your pod, and then you pick 1 pack, and then you build a 40-card deck out of that with as many basic lands as you want, and then you play your opponent. So if you have a couple boxes and you wanna still kind of do your own little draft, that's another way to support your game store, get some new cards, and have some fun while you're stuck at home.
True.
And I actually kind of want to try that format for our next deck in a box thing. So maybe we'll see that on the channel in the future if that's what the crew wants to end up doing.
For sure.
Cool.
So, all right. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up and move on to the post show?
Nope.
Thank you guys for supporting local businesses and online businesses. It means a lot. Your dollar's worth a ton. And so just supporting with clicks and likes and shares, it's enough. Thank you. And that's the other. If people are feeling stuck at home and don't have it and out of stuff to do, we always make the show. But now more than ever, if you want to feel like you want to be a part of a community, you want to be a part of our community, there's a way to do it. Even if you're not in the Patreon, we've got you can talk to us on Facebook. There's so many ways for you to talk to us in the YouTube comments, and we're here for you. If you want to see something, if you want to interact with us while you're stuck at home and you don't have anything to do, we want to help you out. We want to make sure you're not feeling alone. Even if you're stuck in quarantine all by yourself, like we're here for you.
I thought you were going to take a pot shot at me for a second.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
And speaking of the Facebook group too, we got the single mana creatures.
Yeah, the
tournament going on. We're gonna have more of that context. Yeah, 1-drop. That's the word I was looking for.
Words.
1-drop bracket tournament right now. We're gonna have more Magic content coming. So feel free to criticize our choices for those kind of things, and we'd love to start a discussion on it.
If you're feeling alone, we're here for you guys. We are here. We're part of the community. If you're listening to MTG Study Hall, you're part of the TCGU community, and we don't want you guys to feel all alone. So even though we're stuck apart, we are together. And so we have your back. We are here to interact with you, to hang out with you, to do what we can. So yeah, that's what we're here for. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to head to the post show. Things are tough right now, but we're going to make it through. We are a community of card game players. We are a community here in our cities, in our states, in our country, in our world. We've got this. And now more than ever, come together and remember who you are. And we are going to make it through this. And we're going to see y'all next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Okay.
Post show.
Post show.